I became involved in the world of organ donation, sadly, when my 21-year-old son Lee was involved in a fatal car accident. It had been a very, very long night at the hospital. They'd decided that they were going to bring Lee out of the medically induced coma he was in, and it was touch and go all night whether he was going to wake up. It was about 10 o'clock on the Sunday morning when we were approached and told basically that, very sensitively, that Lee hadn't come round and he wasn't likely to, and would we consider being introduced to the transplant coordinators, which we agreed to. I just remember thinking that I didn't want Lee's life to be a waste. So we went ahead and we agreed to donate all of Lee's organs apart from his heart. I just said no to Lee's heart because it was something it was an emotional thing, I suppose. It was something very precious and I didn't want to let go of that. It was just a snap decision. You don't ever expect to have to make a decision like that, and I think in those circumstances we said no because we were ignorant. If I'd have seen something about organ donation and it had reflected the need for heart donors, I wouldn't have said no to his heart, not for a second. Not for a second. I do feel proud that we've done what we did, and I think Lee would have been in agreement with what we did. But I would urge anyone that hasn't ever considered it to sit with their families and talk about it. Don't ever leave it until you get put in a position we were put in. Sorry.
Dr. Michael Birch asked if we could, he said he wanted to talk to us. I said, oh no, what's he going to tell us now? So he asked us to sit down, and then they told us that they'd had the offer of a heart. Your initial reaction is, oh wow, you're really excited, and then you feel guilty because somebody else is having to lose their child, and I guess you try not to think about that, you just put it out of your mind a bit. She had what they call dilated cardiomyopathy, which is a disease of the heart, basically when your heart muscle gets enlarged and then it's not pumping as it should be. Because she had a large heart from a teenager, her heart is pumping out for a bigger body. But that should change as she gets older. So as she grows, her heart will stop growing, wait for her to catch up with it, and then they'll grow together. I wasn't on the donor list. It seemed so distant from something that you would need, or quite a distant thing from your own life. Obviously when Lucy had a heart transplant, we couldn't take an organ without being willing to sign up ourselves. You realise the importance of it because Lucy at one point was minutes from death, I guess, and in a bed surrounded by loads of wires and machines, and now she's starting school next week and goes to ballet lessons, and no one would know any different if you don't actually tell them.